whether we will do it again. I think I made. We are doing potentially my biggest convention so far. And not only that, but 2 weeks after this one, I definitely have the biggest convention that I have ever done and may ever do. So potentially this is going to be the second biggest one, but for now, I think this is going to be the biggest convention I've ever done. So I feel like I'm going to learn a lot, and I'm going to learn a lot that I'll be able to take into the next convention. This is Comic-Con Northeast. And then in 2 weeks time I will be at Comic-Con Liverpool, and I will do a separate vlog on that. So if you're watching this in the future, make sure you go to my channel and look for the Comic-Con Liverpool vlog. So I got into Comic-Con Northeast and I did not expect to. I actually went as a visitor to this con last year, and I went on the Sunday, so it was quieter, and I don't know how busy the Saturday it was, but I saw that there wasn't actually many people, many artists in the creator zone. So I think this may be sort of smaller in terms of like other stalls that are similar to mine, and I don't know whether that'll work in my favour or not. I think there'll be a lot of people going. There's a lot of guests, not as big a guests as Liverpool Comic Con in 2 weeks, but still the best con I've done in terms of guest list. So there are people from Sons of Anarchy, there are people from Harry Potter, I think Tonks is going to be there, there are some other people there that are quite famous, and I think that will help draw in the crowds. This is in Newcastle, and I'm scared, I'm excited. It is now the day before, but I think we're going to go and set up tonight, so I will be able to show you that if I can get a chance to film. I don't know how this is going to work. This is a convention ran by Monopoly, and I've never done a Monopoly event before. I've done Creed, I've done Unleashed, I've done Stationery Fest, I've done Magical Market. So I've done a few different ones, but I've never done a Monopoly event. And I think this is going to be slightly different. I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but I'm feeling really stressed. I finally got all the products done, but I will show you some prep that I filmed earlier in the week. So I'll show you that now, and just as a heads up that it was so busy and so chaotic this week, I did not have a lot of time to film that much, but I film what I can. I filmed a little bit of the stall setup I did in the hallway, like a little dry run, but really I'm not going into this as prepared as I really wanted to be. But anyway, I will show you everything I filmed, putting pins together, keyrings, etc. So let's roll that footage now. Yet, but the Christmas decorations arrived the other day, and my family and I sat and peeled them all and put thread on them. Let me just zoom in there. So there's the hollyberry off last year. These sold out so fast that I really should have got a restock if they would have arrived in time, but I couldn't because they're quite slow, this manufacturer. But that's the hollyberry, and this is the mistletoe berry from last year. And I tend to sell these as a set and also individually. So I'm taking some to Comic-Con. And then the new one this year is Nature's Nutcrackers. So there's the first one. This is like a little mushroomy themed guy. And then we've got the robin one, and he's red. There we go. He's got darker hair. He's got a little robin on the top. Little hollyberries on him as well. And then we've got the pine tree one, and he's green with the ginger hair, and they all kind of go together as a set and have complementary colours. And they're on walnut wood, a sustainable wood, and gold thread for your tree or wherever you're gonna hang them. I just think they're really cute. They've all got slightly different hair, slightly different hats. They just go together really well. So I'm selling these as a set of 3, and also in... Sorry guys, the battery went there. I'm selling these as a set of 3 and individually, and I'm going to take some to Northeast Comic Con as an early release, along with my new tote bags, which I will show you soon, and hopefully people like them. So I'm just going to label them up now. I unboxed these the other day and did a reel for Instagram, but I haven't shown the vlog yet. These are my new tote bags. How cute are they? So we've got the magical moth stamp, and these are a very thick canvas texture. They're not that typical thin cotton you get for tote bags, and they've got a gusset on the bottom so you can fit more in. And they're a bit more of like a muted beige colour than that bright cotton colour. I just think they look really rustic. And here is the material up close. Can you see there? It's like a thick texture. So what I'm going to do is, I'm very excited about these. Go and watch the reel if you haven't already. I'll put a bit here of the unboxing of it so you can see it in full. But I'm going to do an initial launch of these at Northeast Comic Con this weekend, so I have made some tags for them. I'm just going to take a few and see how they go. Honestly, I've never done tote bags before. I don't know how it's really going to go. I'm nervous. So I will show you the full product. I think I'm going to fold them. Don't know the best way to travel with them and present them, kind of thing. But I think like that will do. And then look how cute that is. So you've got the label here on the string and the full bag there. So I'm just going to take a few of these, and hopefully he will like them and we can sell some. Right, so we are back. You are now caught up with this week's events, this week's prep. I did not film much at all, but I'm going to show you some bits and bobs now. And then I've got to record this month's Patreon podcast. I've packed some orders this morning. I've done bits and bobs, the last things I need to do. I've got all the market stuff in the hallway. We are going to drive to Newcastle this evening when my husband finishes work to try and just set up for maybe half an hour or so, because it closes at 7 p.m. and then we'll be back in the morning. We need to be like ready to go at 8, even though it opens at 9. They said sometimes the queues are so long that it's just healthy for them to just start letting people in from like 8:30 or so. So I'll show you what I've done and what I've packed so far. I actually had some blind bags left over from the last event, and they are up in the store, but I still have a few left. But I actually got in my exhibitor pack that you're not allowed to do blind bags this year, so I'm glad I didn't make any more up and make any more available, because that would have been a waste of time. I've got all my pins packed here, key rings. I made some more earrings which I didn't film, I didn't have time. I've packed enamel pins. I'm not taking lanyards this time. I've packed up a load of my stickers. I've got my sticker sheets. I've got a load of washi tape. I've got sticker books which arrived. These will be back available in the winter launch. These came out in the autumn launch, but they sold out really fast, so I just got a restock back in for these events, and I think they'll sell online anyway. They do really, really well. I've got some notepads. I've got some bookmarks. So here is all of my stuff for the event. I have some pre-built grids here that I just do for speed so that I can set them up fairly quickly. I've got tablecloths and things in here. In this box is just bits and bobs, clips, blue tack, cable ties, pens, power bank, card machine, just all those kind of bits. And then I've got all of my stock in here. So I think I've got grids in the bottom of there. I've got sticker sheets, bookmarks, notepads, washi tape. I've got bags, but I need more, and they should be arriving today. So I think they're supposed to arrive by 1 o'clock. And then I've got stickers in there, I've got flyers in there, I've got pins in here I think, and my hangy swirly shop sign and necklace display. I really hope I've got everything. I'm actually going to pop to a store later. I'm going to go to B&M. If you're in the UK, you'll know what that is, but it's just like a bargain home store. And I'm going to look for a folded chair, because I've only got this stool and I've been informed that there are no chairs there and to bring a chair. So I'm going to pop there after the post office. I've got my sticker display. I've got my sign. Let me show you from the other side of the banister. My SwirliNyx sign. And I've also bought some high-vis jackets, because you need to wear them when you go into the event and set up and pack away. I've never had to do that before, but I know of other creators who've had to do that before, so it didn't come as a surprise that I needed to get them. It was just kind of waiting for the event that needed them, so I've bought some of those. Let me just set you up there. So I think I'm pretty much ready. I've just got to do the podcast because it is Halloween today, and I need to get that out because I have not done October's podcast. It's been really, really ridiculously busy lately, like with Comic-Con Northeast this weekend, the winter launch next weekend, and then Comic-Con Liverpool the weekend after. And I've got to send a load of stock to one of my stockists, Art and Soul, who are opening their Leeds store. I need to do that next week. I need to do all the photography. I had to do all the design work. I need to order the calendar, which you may have seen some examples of in the last vlog. I'm doing a 2026 calendar. So now that the shop's closed for Comic-Con and the launch, pre-orders for that are closed, so I've got a good idea of how many to order. So it's just been all go, and it's been really overwhelming, to be honest. I'm really hoping this event just goes like smoothly, and I hope it goes financially well, because I've put a lot into this launch and these events, and I just really need things to go well. I'm still waiting on my Whisper the Ghost necklace arriving. I'm really hoping that arrives for the online launch, because otherwise I've only got like 4 products to launch. The 3 nutcrackers, the sticker sheet and the tote bag. Sorry, 5 products. Because the calendar's obviously a pre-order, even though it is part of the winter collection, it'll be delivered afterwards. So I'm really hoping the necklace arrives, because this was only supposed to be a mini collection. Like, I did plan for that, but it just feels anxiety inducing because I usually do more. I usually do more products, but I couldn't. I wanted to do another sticker sheet and I just completely ran out of time. But here we are, we're here. Hopefully these products do well. I've got in like old products from last Christmas. I got a restock of my festive foliage sticker sheet, which I will put here. Got a restock of that, so hopefully people like that this year. This is the event map I've done for the Comic-Con event for Instagram. So I've done like a little catalogue here of like the first release products, and then a sample just from different products in my store. And I've also left a blank one here because I'm gonna do a picture of my stall when it's done tomorrow, and then post this tomorrow morning as well. I'm gonna try and remember, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I will see you later. I'll try and remember to vlog on the drive there, and we will go and set up for Comic-Con. People are just setting up, so I'm just doing the last bits on the stall. Phil over there is doing the sticker sheets, and I'm just putting some more Christmas decorations on. We've got the tote bag though, isn't that cute? And I'll give you like a proper look at the stall either before it starts or when it quietens down or tomorrow, but I'll just keep you updated with how everything's going, and I'll do like a little walkabout as well when I've got a chance. would say these are the best sellers so far. The honeybee washi tape, that was the same at Stationery Fest as well. Let me just, I can't get it out, but yeah, the washi tape overall has been a good seller. The wooden pins have been a good seller. We've only got one of those left, and that's been a good seller. The death moth, the frogs, mushy mama, and we've sold a few key rings as well. Sold one necklace. We've sold quite a few bookmarks actually, and I think it's because they're on the corner of the table and they're very in the line of sight. So we've got the bookmarks there. We've sold the first set of nutcrackers. We haven't sold any berries yet, sadly. Haven't sold any tote bags yet. We've sold quite a few earrings. The bookshelf earrings have gone a lot. Galaxy mushroom, one parabee, a couple of algae the frog, ghost, almost all of them really except ladybird, leaf and butterfly. We sold a load of stickers as well. We've sold, what have we sold? We sold the frog, the bookshelf, the hot chocolate, the Game Boy, the moon. We've sold a couple of those. So yeah, it's gone okay. We've sold quite a few sticker sheets as well. The ghosties have gone a lot. We've sold a lot of these, the Celestial Magic, like that one, and the purple one as well. And we've sold quite a few plush room pins. We've sold one Whisper the Ghost as well. I remembered to pick up the camera this morning and film a bit of an update for you guys. It's Sunday morning, it's 8:20. We're almost at the venue. They won't be opening the doors early today, they only do that for long queues, and it was quite quiet. Yeah, well, it was steady, if you know what I mean. It wasn't busy and it wasn't quiet, it was just steady, although it did quieten down about 3 o'clock, but they still didn't let us like pack up till 5:30. So that was hard, but today it finishes a little bit earlier. We didn't do too badly. Like, it wasn't great financially and it wasn't bad financially. It was just kind of steady, it ticked over. We'll see what Sunday brings because there are new guests today, so most of them are the same. There was like Sons of Anarchy, who else was there? There was some Doctor Who ones, Harry Potter ones, but just smaller names. But today Jack Gleeson is there, who played Joffrey in Game of Thrones. His brother in Game of Thrones is there, Tommen. And who else is there? Someone from the Night's Watch. Someone from the Night's Watch is there as well. So I'm hoping there's slightly bigger names. They might bring in people who are only doing the Sunday, or like, I had a look yesterday but are coming back today to do their shopping on the Sunday before it finishes, you know what I mean? So I think there are certain types of people out there who will be doing more spending today, so let's hope. That's what I've got my hopes up for. I'll keep you updated as best I can and try and film the breakdown later in the day. It finishes at 5 today. I think that's pretty much all I want to update you on. The weather's a bit better today as well than yesterday. It's not as like windy and stormy, so we may get like more people coming. I'm really not sure. I don't think I've ever seen an event where the Sunday does as good as the Saturday. I really don't think I have. So our location's pretty good though. We're right next to the guests, and there was an empty table next to us yesterday. Apparently the lady vending had car trouble, and apparently she's going to be here today. So we're in a pretty good place. It's just been quieter. I feel like the northeast one just doesn't get the crowds in like Liverpool and Edinburgh and things, but northeast is quiet, but then the other ones are like really busy. So I am very excited still for the Liverpool one, because I've been to the Edinburgh one and I've seen how busy and how much bigger they are. So this was just kind of like a practice run for that one, because it's the same company, same kind of thing. So yeah, I'll see you in the venue. something I would do. All the time. Or just say, yeah, just say sorry, like, ah, sorry. Yeah, no one's there. So it's a customized gumball machine. We like spray painted it and everything to fit in with the brand. It's the same job. Thank you very much. Bye. So it's now Wednesday and it's a few days after the convention. I have not unpacked because I'm kind of keeping things half packed for Liverpool Comic Con in a couple of weeks. Even though I've got the online launch, I'm just going to take out what I need and keep the majority of it packed away, just because that feels like it's so much less effort to do that. So we are back and I'm going to tell you how we did at Comic Con Northeast and whether we will do it again. I feel very mid about the whole experience. Like, the takings we got could have been a lot worse. They could have been a lot better. The crowd levels, it was quiet. It was so quiet. I actually expected, I did go to this Comic-Con as a visitor last year on the Sunday, but I thought it was quiet, but I thought, oh, the Saturday will have been busier. And it was busier, but not on the levels of other Monopoly events. Like the Edinburgh Comic Con was, you couldn't move for people. It was like two extremes. And then the Liverpool one I'm doing is supposed to be even busier than the Edinburgh one. So the Northeast one, I think the problem is that a lot of people travel to these Monopoly Comic Cons and people don't travel to the Northeast, which is where I'm local to, so it was really good in that regard. Like, I didn't have to pay accommodation, the petrol cost was less, the overall travel time was less, it was just easier. But it was a very middly con and I'm not sure if it was worth it after the table fee had been taken off. Like, is it worth my time? Probably not. I did miss an online market, e-hearts, for the weekend of the event and it might have been easier. Maybe not financially better, but not too bad. It might have been easier to just do the online market instead of the Northeast Comic Con. Even by like 1:30, 2 o'clock on the Saturday, it was just dire. It was like, oh my gosh, this is so quiet. And we did get steady sales up until about 3:30, 4 o'clock. So that did help, and the Sunday was kind of the same. And you know what, the guests were decent, so I actually expected a bigger crowd, but because people don't travel into the Northeast for this con, it was just like more local people, like mainly Newcastle. There might have been some from Sunderland, but not really, maybe Gateshead, etc. in the surrounding areas. But for the guests, the crowd really wasn't it. And we had Jack Gleeson there from Game of Thrones, we had the guy who plays Tommen, and there was other people from Game of Thrones, there was some people from Harry Potter, Natalia Tennant who plays Tonks, there was the Sons of Anarchy. They had queues like consistently for the whole weekend, and so did David Morrissey. So that was interesting. That, I think it was quite a small event, so you think that less people it would have looked a bit more crowded, but it was just so quiet. I'm actually amazed that I made my table fee back, and actually I made it back by about 1 o'clock on the Saturday, which is good because I was really worried as we got into like peak time on the Saturday. But it was actually, it was okay. So the table fee was £180, and the table fee is the same at Liverpool, which I find really interesting because it's so much of a smaller event, smaller guests, it'll be a smaller charge for the venue compared to the larger venues, but the table fees are still the same even though the crowd levels are so much less for North East Comic Con. So it feels like either this should be a little bit less because the crowd level is not the same as Liverpool, or the Liverpool one, maybe the Edinburgh one are undercharging, I don't know, but £180 across the board for a Monopoly Creator Zone table, not a Trader Zone, which you get the backing boards and the larger area. And I actually forgot to take the camera around and show you guys the other stalls and things, but it was mainly traders, and they had like large squares or like really large ones depending on how much they've paid. And then the Creator Zone was just like the 6 of us in like a circle, and it was tiny, but in a way I think that worked in my favour because there was just less choice, less competition. So I was basically one of the only stalls there that did like mainly stickers and stationery and pins. There wasn't like lots of pins, but I think that worked in my favour for the smaller event, the smaller crowd. So that is something to think about. If you want to sort of dip your toe into doing like larger events or larger cons, Comic Con North East might be the one for you. You might not make tons and tons, but oh my god, that would give you good practice, good experience, because the Monopoly staff and everything are like on point. They know exactly where you should go. You've got to wear your high vis when you're setting up. It's just, it works like clockwork, and the exhibitor pack was really good. Like, I get some questionable information from different events. Sometimes you don't get any information, sometimes you get far too much and it's overwhelming. This one was pretty good, so I would recommend doing applying to a Monopoly event if you're interested in exhibiting, but just be careful because the height limit on your stall is 1.2 meters for a creator table, not a trader. And I actually went over that limit, but the compliance officer came over, which you will have seen in the initial footage of the time lapse of setting up, but she let me have my big sign even though it went over the limit because it was part of my branding. But I think I need to tweak that for the Liverpool one in case they don't let me do it for that. But I want to say they're pretty strict, but they're pretty reasonable. I would say they're pretty reasonable. You know, they want to follow the rules, but they're not ridiculous about it. So it is a good con to do in terms of experience, exposure, practice. I got some more booth ideas that I want to do, so it's good in that regard. And you're not going to come away in a loss, I don't think. I mean, I didn't. So the table fee was 180 and I think I made 650 overall, and I think that's not too bad. I mean, once you take off the table fee, a bit of petrol and your product costs, I've probably made a couple of hundred for that weekend, which is fine. I think, to be fair, that's great, but sort of my goals, my personal goals for my business is to be making more than that to justify an event. Do you know what I mean? I want to be making 300, 400, 500, 600 at an event to justify doing it again, to justify the application process. It takes a full week to prep for these things when I'm doing signage, display prep, all the product, like I make all of my product packaging except for like 1 or 2 things like washi tape, and that takes way longer than you think. And then you've got to do the stock levels, the packing, you've got to buy things for these displays, you've got to have your public liability insurance, etc. So I do want to be making a bit more, so I'm not sure if I would do Comic Con North East again next year. I don't think so. It depends what else I get into, really. Liverpool I'm very excited about because it's supposed to be a huge event, and I will do a vlog on that one. If you're watching this far in the future, that vlog will already be up on my channel. So I am very excited for that one, and I will be applying to other Monopoly events as well, like if I can get into Manchester, etc. It just depends on if the dates clash with Stationery Fest, which I love to do every year, and I see a lot of people I know there, so that one takes priority. And then SunnyCon is also in the summer, so it just depends. I think I want to apply to MegaCon, which is also kind of in the summer, so it just depends on date clashes with different events and what I can get into. I'm going to try and apply to MCM again. I've only applied to MCM London once and MCM Birmingham once, which are the biggest cons in the UK. I didn't get in, but that's fine. I'm going to try again. I don't take the rejection personally. I think it's really, really, really hard to get into. So I'm just going to keep trying with those. For me, I don't know when the application window's open. And some of these things don't send you emails letting you know. And if I don't get an email, I don't know to look. And I can't be looking constantly every day. So I do miss application windows. But overall, it wasn't a bad event. It wasn't a good event. It was just kind of, it was very quiet. Like by the Sunday evening we did get to go early. They let us go early. It was really, really quiet, but we met some lovely people. There were some great cosplays, and thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the event in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe because I've got my winter online launch this week that I'm doing now, and I'm going to start a new studio vlog for that, and then I'll have the Liverpool con next time. So I will see you in the next video. Bye, Swirlies.